okay, so you were telling me that you were a business coach.
Yeah, so I've been doing that since 2003.
Good.
Prior to that, I was a VP of Human Resources, and I was in
Wow.
New York, and then I came down to Florida because they offered me a job that I really couldn't resist, actually, and I wanted to get out of the city. So I came down, and I found out that when you're on top in there, and you're a VP or any title like that, and you're in, there's a lot of politics.
Yeah.
You're supposed to know everything, and you don't. Nobody knows everything. So they have to have someone to bounce things off of and ideas and, questions. So I decided to go into coaching. That's when I became a business coach, and I actually went
Good.
to training and got certified and all that good stuff. And then I was working with a company, Career Partners International, um, that I was introduced to when I found out that I was interested and I wanted to bring in coaching into my business that I was working at the time. So they told me, you know what, you'd make a great coach. So I left the corporate world and went into coaching. The issue with coaching is it was real, real good at one time. It was like a lot coming in, a lot coming in. I didn't have you around, otherwise I could probably be a millionaire today, multi-millionaire today. So it was coming in fast. I didn't know what to do with it, and it was going out just as fast because I'm
Yeah.
hearted that way. I want to help you. Oh yeah, come home. I'll pay your trip. Oh, anyway, that started to kind of ebb and flow. And I said, well, I got to do something. I need a little bit more coming in now. And then I ended up going to the corporate world and in Florida. So I don't know if you know anything about Florida, but Florida
Yeah. Yeah.
dying for nothing. I mean, it's like, so I started doing that. And of course, when I join something, I dedicate myself no matter what, if I'm getting 2 pennies or I'm getting 100, a minute. So I did that for a while, and I said, this is not my heart. This is not where my heart is. I'm like empty. I'm giving, and everybody's taking and taking. That's just like you said. I come home really, really tired, but drained mentally,
Yeah.
because here I see a whole lot of stuff that I know could be done better, but it's not. But I don't have that voice because I just joined something just to do something in a new location. Came down here to start a new business for a company, and someone in one of their other companies quit. And they asked me if I could help for a while. And I ended up stuck in that position, not going anywhere. And I was supposed to start a company, then run it for them. So that didn't happen. And here I am, hungry as heck. There's like
Yeah.
all this stuff that's going on here. I got a lot up here. I want to share it. I want to give it out. I want to pour it out. And I'm like, I don't know how to do that. I know how to be a coach. I know how to tell people what's best for them when I know what they're needing. But then everything changes. The digital world comes into play, and it's heavy. I mean, there's heavy hitters out there, and I'm like, I don't know. Oh, I can't play that game because I don't know the game. And I said, I need to learn that. I need
Yeah.
to learn that because I could just take all this skill set and really be out there and be one of the big heavy hitters, because
Yeah.
I can help other people grow, and I like people.
Yeah.
I like animals too, but but I like people. They have a lot of good stuff in there, and I like to take things and puzzle them together. I can do that like this. That's really what I'm good at. This is not working here. This is not working here, and how does it flow? I can just take that and mesh it together and say, wow, you see? And then I can take you and just go right in there and just touch your heart and say, you know what? I know what you're all about. And then show you, just take my hand and say, look at this. That's you.
Yeah.
Look at that, and then help you believe it, because that's the whole, point is like, well, yeah, she's telling me this, but I don't know if I believe it. But I'm good at that. The other thing I'm good at, Antonio, is I would like, and this is, you did this. I would like to start a cooking show. Not like
Wow.
the ones that they have on TV, like, oh, and this, and put this here, and this is, 1/3. But an interactive TV, interactive internet show where people are actually part of the creation. They
Wow.
give their recipes. They may be home recipes, somebody from grandma from way back when, from another country, and they're adding in there, and then we're all in a club. So you can see some of the little things that are going on the site, but in order to be part of that, you got to be part of the club. You got to join. That's where money comes in, of course, membership, right? So you hit that membership button. you join in, and then you get all the details and all the flavors and all the textures and all the fun that's going with it on a daily, like, well, not daily, because that'd be just like overload, but maybe twice a week or something to that nature. And I started thinking about all that. I'm like, you know what? That'll be fun. Some people don't even know how to cook, and they would like to have some interaction. Some people have nothing to do with their life. They have no kind of living, no lives going on with them. And they could be part of something that at the end of the year becomes a cookbook. And if they gave him one of those recipes, it has their name on the bottom of it. So they have, they're kind of out there. So they feel like they're really part of the investment in making this happen. So that's what came up. That was you that did that. I don't know how you did that. Something clicked, and I'm like, you know what? And I had to start writing this down. I'm like, what is this coming out of here? So I have those two kind of, things going on. How real is that? I'm not sure. And that's what I needed to talk to you about, because we all have all these fun things going on and creativity going on, but how real is it? How well will it be taken out there on the internet, in the world in general? How many people would love to do some fun stuff like that? I'm not sure. So do I just take my coaching, which I know really well, and work it right? Learn how to market and sell it, and just make it more interactive there? Or, because I can't do both at one time. I have to do one, make it, start working and so running on its own, and then work something else. So those are the kind of things I need to talk to you about.
Sure. Yeah. Those are good things too. Those are very good things. I've already, in the first 20 seconds, I've already identified your problem, which is a great thing. Because once you know what the problem is, anything you can account for, you can control. So that's a great thing. We've identified your problem. Let me just ask you a few more questions. What else are you passionate or burning about right now inside?
My book.
Your book. Okay.
Tell
me
I
about
got
your
a book
book.
on relationships that this was, well, for years already, that I was working on, and then you said something and I revamped the whole thing. I threw it away. Okay. So in other words, whatever was is no more. And now it's coming from the heart. Okay. Because it needs to be real. It needs to be something tangible, something a person can touch and feel. Not just analytical, because if you know anything about the testing and all, I analyze everything. I spend too much time analyzing, although I have a lot of that feeling stuff, and I'm so much into Abraham, just like you, and all that other stuff. I've been doing all that kind of stuff since I was 17 years old. So that's also part of who I am. And then there's this other piece that's very corporate. But the very corporate came because of the positions I had, and, just kind of learning skills. The other part is really who I am. That's coming from the heart, and really, wanting to do this different things. And I'm a continuous learner. I love learning. So as I help other people, I'm always learning. So it's like kind of a win-win for me. That's what I get out of that coaching and all that stuff. It's like I'm learning something as well.
Yeah. Okay. So we got great things to talk about. I'm going to talk about, you pretty much brought up 6 main things. And let me know when I break up, and I'll repeat. Don't be afraid to tell me I broke up, and I'll repeat for you. I want you to walk away from this conversation with tangible results and some practical things that you can do. By now, although I am known as a motivational speaker and I do a lot of motivational speaking, I'm different. I like people to get the tools and then actually leave me and actually get some stuff done. So I guess the tools are going to motivate the crap out of you. Then you're going to run out there and change your life.
Just something more creative again.
Yeah, exactly. There's your main problem. You have one main problem, and it's your understanding of abundance. And what has happened, it has manifested its way into you thinking that you have to do things. Okay. And I can hear it over and over. I want to share with you some universal teachings of abundance. And there's a man who really, really, really will probably do this better than me. His name is Neil Donald Walsh.
Okay.
Neil Donald Walsh explains abundance. A lot of people, me, Neil Donald Walsh, Abraham Hicks, all sorts of people explain this, but I really want to give it to you practically. Abundance is what you are. It is not what you do. Here's the way Neil Donald Walsh explains it, and it's so catchy that I want to give it to you, and then we'll start from there. This is your fundamental problem here. You're doing too many things. You're trying to do this, then do that, and then do business, and then do coaching, and then do this, do sales, do cooks, do books, and at the end of the day, you're left with a bunch of do. Is what
That's what
Donald.
a bunch of nothing.
Yes,
That's right.
exactly. You just right get pot of all this do things, and you're doing all over yourself because you're just doing. You just do, and you're left with a pile of do. This is why you are successful, because you are successful. You're a successful business coach. You come to me with a reputation. You are successful.
Mm-hmm.
You're just your view of abundance is a bit screwed. And let's see if we can break this down. Abundance is what you are. If you were born in 1500 and when England had castles, you would still be a teacher. And that's what you actually are. And I can hear it all in you. Mm-hmm. Let's name some of the stuff you talk about. You are, I identify to me that you're a teacher at heart. You're saying I'm a business coach, and I moved to Florida and I did that. And I teach people business. I teach people how to find themselves. And you were passionate when you were talking about that. Mm-hmm. And then you were talking about how the internet has messed a few things up. And then you said, you know what? I want to do a cookbook and a cooking show. And actually, I want to take my cooking show and turn it into a cooking book. But listen to what you're actually saying. I want to teach others to cook. I want to teach others to be in a book. I want to teach others on my show and then give them the opportunity to teach. And this identification is what you actually are. For you, abundance is teaching.
Mm-hmm. That's true, actually.
It's the only thing that you actually are. It just manifests this way right now in business coaching. But if business coaching wasn't something in your awareness, and you were born in 1500 when there were no such things as entrepreneurs until about 1650, there were no middle class. It was the start of the middle class would have been around when the Spaniards were. Christopher Columbus is a great identification of the start of the middle class. When people, the bourgeoisie, that class was making more money than royalty. This is when advertising first came out. What you are is a teacher. If I put you back in the 900s, you would probably be some Greek philosopher teaching. If I put you
call me a witch.
Yeah, they would. Yes, exactly. Yeah, yes, they'd be hunting you right now in Salem because you would teach people how to be great in themselves. And they'd call you a witch. At the end of the day, Carol is a teacher. Now you don't have to worry about when something comes at you and you get sidetracked. You can't get sidetracked now, because as long as you do it as a teacher, you will find abundance.
Okay, cool.
Please let that liberate you, because I'm going to teach you over this. Yes, over this phone call. I'm going to teach you how to do both your show, your book, your cookbook, and your book. And your business coaching. You're going to do all of them. You're not going to pick one. You're going to do all of them, because I was going to ask you, what is your burning desire? And whether you know it or not, your burning desire is to teach people. Do you have grandkids? Do you have kids?
Yes.
Two? Okay. I want you to think about as a matter of fact, I don't want you to think about it. I'm going to have you tell me about it. Tell me your relationship with your grandkids when they ask you a question or when they stumble across something they don't know how to do. What happens inside of you?
Okay, this is what I do, and this is what I do well. I puzzle things together and I simplify. That's what I do.
There you go.
I will explain it to you. So it's so simple that it just comes together and meshes, and you understand the puzzle then, and you can't forget it after that, because it's like, I know how to connect it. That's what
there it is. Many people can't do that, Carol. Many people cannot do that. Your brain is wired to take complex things and then simplify them and help others dominate what was once complex to them.
Yeah, that's it.
That's you. That's what you were born to do. I'm listening to it. I've identified it in the first 20 seconds of me and you talking just now. And from now on, when you get a new idea, All you're going to do is say, how can I take this new idea, tie it into what I'm already doing as a teacher?
Okay.
If you do anything else, right? If you do anything else, you're going to have too many options. And that's your problem right now. I got too many options. I don't know which one to start on.
Yeah,
No.
it's always a starting. Yeah, it's really, yeah,
Yes.
it's true.
But you don't have a problem starting teaching. You know, if there's an opportunity for you to teach, you jump right in. 10 toes deep, you're in there. You go
It's
for it.
easy for me. I find it's
Exactly.
easy and fun, and it's delightful when somebody gets it and they get that aha moment. I'm like, you got it. That's
And
me.
it's
And I
there it
love
is.
it.
It's rewarding for you. So let's identify it's easy for you, number one. It's fun, and
Hmm.
you find gratification in helping others.
Yes.
That's life. That's
Mhm.
life. So now what you're going to do, and I'm the same way. This is how I was able to identify so fast. I'm a teacher. If I wasn't doing this, let me tell you how much of a teacher I am. When I was a college professor, every now and then I go back and I've got some degrees. So I go back and I teach freshmen, college freshmen, and
Mhm.
well, anyway, college freshmen and seniors. I teach, as long as it's undergrad, I'm qualified to teach undergrad. And I go in and I teach, and I teach way beyond teaching. I give them not only the subject, but then I go into it and I explain to them how it really works. And I tell them, don't memorize it, understand it.
Exactly.
Right. And you do the same thing. You do the same thing. Listen to me. I understood that the pretty much the mark of the middle class, the bourgeois class, was
Mhm.
around when Christopher Columbus, around 1650. I understand this because I am a teacher. I consume history and I get it. Now, with that, if I was a plumber, this is what I would do for you, Kara. I would come in your house. I would say, oh my God, okay, this is the plumber. Here's your problem, Karen. Your problem is you put this in here or this happened. And I wouldn't just fix your plumbing.
That's
I would teach you how not to have this problem again.
that's
Right?
me. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Right. You would fall in love with me. You say, oh my God, I can't wait until this guy, you would almost want to clog up another pipe just so I could come back.
That's
And
right.
so I can teach you something because I'm so excited. You're the same way. You're the same way. So let's move now for the rest of this conversation and empower your teacher gift
Okay.
and make it all make sense inside your business and everything. Let's start off with coaching because that is what you brought up first. In business coaching, which you already do, you're
Hmm.
already successful. You hit a plateau because the world changed on you.
And I left it. I dropped everything.
Information.
So I
Yeah,
got to start all fresh and new.
exactly. All fresh and new. The information age came at you. Internet
I can't hear.
world was 30 years ago. It's just now. I think I'm breaking up.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I'll wait till I come back. Can you hear me now?
I
Okay,
can.
good. Okay. So the internet, the world changed on you. So all you have to do now is relearn or unlearn what you know and then learn what is and then put back on top of what you already know on what's there. Let's start that off with business coaching.
Okay.
You and I both know that the only reason people want coaching is because they're trying to where they want to be.
Hmm.
Now, knowing that information, you can teach them anything.
Yes.
There's nothing you can't teach. Knowing that they're trying to get from where they are to where they want to go. The first step you want to do in your business coaching is find out where people are. I'm now teaching you how to take your business coaching to another level. The reason why you can't separate yourself, and Florida has a
Oh God.
business coach every other block. you know, you
I
know,
don't even know how I
a
got down here
corporate
and I got
coach.
stuck down here. I don't know what happened. I
Yeah,
came from New York City.
yeah,
I'm a city girl. So.
yeah. There's Florida is full of business coaches. Now, how do you separate yourself from the fact? From the pack, most of those business coaches can't identify where people are.
Hmm.
What they do, Carol, is they have these preconceived notions
Hmm.
and then they tell people what they think they want them to hear. Now, listen to how I did you in this conversation. We're only having a conversation about you, not my knowledge, not my experience. We're having a conversation. I immediately identified, oh, she's trying to do too much. She's not being her gift. That's why I asked you, do me a favor, tell me again some more things. And then you brought up a book. What does a book do? Teach people, right?
Yeah.
So I immediately knew. Yeah, exactly. I immediately knew that, okay, she's a teacher because everything she's saying has something to do with some level of education.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Now, you're going to start off from number one, identifying where people are. Once you've identified where they are, then you're going to identify number two, what's holding them back.
Right.
This is where people are. This is not here. What's holding you back? When you ask someone, tell me what's holding you back, I want you to listen to their answer. If someone says anything but me, I'm holding me back, you're dealing with someone that doesn't have the level of awareness to recognize that they are their problem. Now you've identified, since they are the ones that don't know that they're holding them back, now you have to do personal development and business at the same time.
Yep, that's right.
And that's what's going to, exactly, that's what's going to separate you. You're going to be both a business and their coach.
Mm-hmm.
You get it? Now, if someone says, you know, and you immediately said, it's me. The whole thing you said was me. I'm holding me back. I'm holding me back this way. I'm holding me back this way. You get it? That's why I'm not doing personal development. I'm telling you, okay, let's get you these practical steps.
Right.
Okay. You have awareness. No, it's been me. The world changed on me. I didn't adjust. I'm adjusting now. You even said, well, you know what? Had I had somebody like you, I would have been there. You get it, right? Now that you've identified, is it personal development or business? Now, as a business coach, this is the number one thing people do not have, Carol: business systems. Business systems. You're going to have to figure out a business system around what that person is doing in their life. Okay. I'm giving you the actual steps for me actively listening to you. Because now that you know what they are, now that you know, remember, they're trying to escape. The business system that you're going to provide for them is their vehicle of escape. Most people don't have business systems because they've been employees their whole life. That employer was their business system. That employer had a CEO like me or a consultant like me establishing business systems, and they were just plugged into the business systems. Now, if you don't know much about business systems, don't worry. I'm gonna teach you that as we continue to mentor Rolling One. I'll walk all the millions. But I want you to start buying books on business systems.
Okay.
Here's what these books look like. They are business books from successful entrepreneurs. I'll give you a few names. As a matter of fact, I'm going to pull out my phone and I'm going to just name you some books that are in my actual library that are really good at business systems. Okay. I'm going to just go from the beginning. You write these books down. Here we go. The Lean Startup. The Lean Startup. Beautiful. It teaches you how to have a startup company on a lean budget and maximize your profits. Lean Startup. It's by Eric. It's by Eric with a C, ERIC, and then Rise, RIES.
Yes. Okay.
It's yes. 021. 021. It's another book on startups, and it's by Peter Thiel. He is a rock star. Peter, spelled the regular way, THIEL. And it's also by Blake Masters, two authors. Peter Thiel and Blake Masters, spelled pretty much the regular way. Now, since you're a business coach, there's another book I want to throw into your awareness. It's called Multipliers. It's probably the greatest book that I read in 2016 is when I first read it. Multipliers is by Greg McNown, McKeown, and Liz Wiseman. She is another rock star. I love her. Liz, Liz. Wise men, wise and MAN, all one word.
Okay.
Multipliers teaches you how to get the most out of people, not what they're going to give you. When the people who work for me, I get more than 100% out of them. I get what they never knew they had in them. I don't get 100% out of my people. I get 200-300% out of my people. As a business coach, you're going to want to do that for two reasons. You're going to want to do it for your clients, and then you're going to want to go into corporate America and then be a consultant and then maximize the company's bottom line because you, as Carol, brought out 300% per employee. That's why you want that book. And you want to learn from that book to teach the management, not the C-level executive, because they're not going to do it. The immediate supervisors. You're going to want to teach them the principles in this book. You don't have to give them the book. Teach them the principles so they can start bringing out most of their employees when you walk away. See how powerful that is? You're going to be the person that's going to go in, bring them up by 300%, and then you're going to establish a system, another business system that lets it keep running while you are gone. Right now, we haven't even
successful. They're going to keep coming back. That's what happens because people come, they go, and then nothing's done once they leave. That's true.
That's right. That is right. And then what's going to happen is you're going to make them so successful. Then you're going to have these C-level executives telling you about other people that you need to go. They're going to recommend you because referrals are powerful. And you know this already. There's another one I want to give you called Scaling Up. Scaling Up by Verne, V-E-R-N-E, Harnish, H-A-R-N-I-S-H, H-A-R-N-I-S-H. And there's two more. What got you here won't get you there. What got you here won't get you there. Let me tell you something, Carol. This book is the quintessential tool that all business coaches need. Really? This man goes into corporations and turns them completely around as a business coach, and he writes down how he does it.
Great.
It is beautiful. Yes, his name is Marshall Goldsmith. Marshall Goldsmith.
Okay. Got it.
And the last book, and probably the holy grail of them all, is called Innovator's Dilemma. When you hear me train, you're going to hear me bring it up all the time. I'm never going to stop. Innovator's Dilemma is written by Clayton Christensen. Clayton Christensen is a Harvard professor who first identified why big companies are going out of business by small companies like me, like Netflix. Netflix was not a big company. Netflix was a small company that put Blockbuster out of business.
Yeah, I remember.
Yes, yes. And but not just them. You remember Montgomery Ward? All of them gone. Sears gone. They're gone. They're completely gone because he coined a phrase called disruptive business or disruptive companies. That means that they start with a small niche audience no one wants, and they gain massive customer loyalty and income. And then when no one wants them and no one cares about them because that's not our customer, then they turn around and they go after the big companies' customers. That's what Netflix did. Netflix went after people who didn't want to go to Blockbuster, didn't want to go to Hollywood Video on Friday night, didn't want to rewind, didn't want any late fees. Nobody cared about these people. They didn't want new releases. They wanted old movies. And then what did they do? Once they built a massive empire and a great customer following, they went right after new releases. And after that, Blockbuster, the story is written, right? Yeah, it's completely written. Every book I just gave you, should you take it upon yourself and take the challenge to listen to them, take notes on every last one of them, you will learn more business systems than anybody else in
Perfect.
Florida.
Wow.
Anybody. Yes. Yes. Look, forget motivation.
I
I
know
just
how I
gave you
got
the
here. I'm
game.
still here.
Yeah. I just gave you the game, right? like forget motivation. I just gave you the tools.
No,
And
that's
there's
cool.
plenty more. But this is just from me actively listening to you. And in Florida, Florida and Texas are not that far apart. In fact, I love the joke. If you ever hear something crazy in the news, it's either Florida or Texas. That's the truth. Our states are crazy, right? It's if it's something crazy, a building then blew up because of a manure plant. What? That was Texas, right? That just happened in West Texas. That just happened, right? It's crazy that stuff like that happens. But Florida and Texas are absolutely crazy, right? Absolutely crazy. But I want you to remember that you're gonna follow those steps I gave. You're gonna identify what they want. Identify, okay, what's the problem here? Is the problem that they don't know this? In your case, you just didn't know business systems. You had personal development already.
Mm-hmm.
You just didn't know how to adjust in this new world. That's all. So you don't have a problem. You just have new learning to do. That's all.
Right, right.
Yeah, that's all. You didn't have a problem. You didn't get up here and tell me, well, you know what? The man won't let me, or I'm a woman. And I'm not saying that's not true. It is, this world is unfair to women, but you shouldn't vibrate at that
I
frequency.
don't even worry about stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah,
I really don't. I
yeah.
don't worry
Just
about stuff like that. It's
exactly.
about building relationships.
What
I don't care who you are. You're just a
exactly.
person. You got to where you got to, but you're still a human being. That's it.
That's right.
And you don't know
That's right.
everything. Nobody does, right?
That's right. That's absolutely right. I tell people all the time, I'm a black man in America. I get that there is a system that wants to oppress me. I don't vibrate at that frequency.
Right.
I am not going to be oppressed. I'm not making excuses. I'm going to get what is mine regardless. That's me. I vibrate
Mm-hmm.
at that frequency. And for that reason, I reach multicultures. I have more non-blacks in my organization than what I am, right? Because that doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is knowledge and specified knowledge.
Right.
If you read those books, you will then become the business coach that masters business systems. And those books I picked out, I've got hundreds of them, but I picked out the ones I think that'll work for you. If you
Mm-hmm.
master those business systems, and they're all different, they're not talking about the same things, they're all completely different. You master those business systems, those are transferable skills that you can
Okay.
take into all these dying businesses. And let me tell you, every last
Perfect.
one of them is dying. All of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all of them are dying. And you're going to be the solution. And now this is a personal development thing.
Mm-hmm.
Sell them the solution. That's how you make money. That's how you make it.
Okay.
Don't do anything for free. You
No.
can do it for no charge. That's different than free. You're going to say, no charge, see what I can do. And then after that, let's talk about what you're going to pay me.
Okay.
That's different.
Right. Okay.
Sell them the solution because
Yeah.
they are selling you the solution.
And I'm
Yes,
not, I mean,
exactly.
it's like I don't have a problem with, well, I gotta go and I gotta sit now. I could talk to anybody. It doesn't even matter to me, because they're just people and they have an issue that needs to be dealt with or
Yep,
resolved or, something. And if I'm coming in and I know what I'm talking about and I feel really confident, what's
yep,
the stopping? There's no stopping. It has to
yeah. No,
be.
nothing's gonna stop you, especially
No,
with me by your side.
I don't have that
Yeah, we
issue.
never have that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've got
One of the things
way
that I
too much.
do have an issue with,
Okay.
um, I'm a voice major. I majored in voice,
Mm-hmm.
and my son's a musician, Jason, but we don't know how to connect to the world of the music out there.
Yeah.
So it's like
Mm.
in-house musicians.
Yep.
I really sing, but I hold myself back and I get fearful because that was like one of the major things that I loved in my life, and I dropped it
Yeah.
because I went into, becoming a family, a mom, blah, 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 all this kind of. Nobody told me you can do it. I didn't have that background. I grew up with a grandmother who came from Czechoslovakia. She
Yeah.
barely knew what was what in the world to begin with, and I grew up with her.
Wow.
So I didn't have that connection with things like, so one of those things that I need to do is take that, because that's really where my heart is,
Yeah.
and do something with that as well.
Well,
I'm not sure how to incorporate it into what I do.
sure. Yeah, you can be the person that specializes in well, you're going to specialize in about three things. Yeah, obviously you're going to specialize in business, and that's going to be B2C, business to customer, and also B2B. Okay. You're going to specialize. As a matter of fact, who's your ambassador? Is it Grace?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have an iPhone or an Android?
I got an Android, but I need to get an iPhone, and I'm looking into computer systems and everything. I got to revamp myself, so.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to get it done. I'm going to have Grace send you the Android. As a matter of fact, I'm going to shoot her a message. Grace is going to send you the Android link to my B2B podcast, business to business podcast. I give away free B2B advice that I don't even give away in the university. It's not stuff that doesn't repeat. It is beautiful. And it's like going to college of how to market yourself to businesses. I give you the tools, all sorts of stuff. So before the day is over, you're going to get that link into you're going to get that. And that's just going to be extra learning. You can have me in your ear telling you what to do as well. We want to specialize in three things. This is the answer to your question you just asked. B2C, B2B, and then you're going to specialize in immigrants. Why not? Why not? If you say your grandmother's from Czechoslovakia?
She passed on, but she came from
She
Czechoslovakia.
passed?
Yeah.
Okay. But you get how an immigrant can come over and make a life for you. Like you get that. And you can't be that far removed from, especially in Florida. Come on, you got more immigrants in Texas. I mean, yeah, you're right. And this is the perfect time to do it. While everybody's trying to push the immigrants out, you want to go left and bring them in and say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Immigrant, here's how you be successful. That's what you want to do. Remember, if everybody's going right, go left. Everybody's going left, go right.
Okay.
Because if everybody's doing it, there's no more money over there.
Gotcha.
That is a basic understanding of economics. If every supply and demand, if everybody wants it and the supply is every day available, the price is low. But if everybody wants it and nobody can get it, the price is high. And you want to make sure that you are in harmony with the laws of supply and demand. You want to have a skill set that everybody wants that nobody can get. That's why I'm so expensive.
Mm-hmm.
I'm insanely.
It's the funniest thing. So somebody that I worked with before with the coaching stuff. So I called them up and said, hey, if you guys have any stuff going on while I'm working on building my things, I can do some of that on the side to help you out. And somebody sent me somebody to do resumes. I mean, I don't do resumes. That I'm a coach, but I know how to do those things really well. So a friend recommended somebody else to me. So I'm like, you know what? The lady lives real close to me. I'll help her out. She called me and she said, you know what? You picked up the phone. I'm like, huh? She said, you picked up the phone. Nobody picks up phones. I called. You know how many people I called? I was on the computer 5 hours trying to get somebody to do a resume. There's a job waiting for me. I don't know how to do it. And I started laughing. I said, well, you got the right person. So I did it all for her, in a snap. It's real estate background. I don't do real estate, but, well, you research, right? And I know how to make everything really pretty. So. And very professional. So she was so delighted, and I didn't even charge her very much. After I got finished with her, she told me, you need to charge more. You made something you don't know. She said, you were like an angel that came out of the heavens to do this, and you made a resume out of nothing that I gave you. You just made this. And so I thought about you, and I said, you know what? My price has got to go up. That's the thing with everything that I do. My price is really high. Instead of like, well, I'm trying to help people. I'm trying to get to, individuals that can't really help themselves. But at the same time, there's a lot of people that can. So I need to really start focusing on that too, just to mention it. But she's the one that told me that. She gave me such a hug and all that. She says, you know what? I would love to be friends with you. She said,
Yeah,
and moving forward. I'm like, that's what relationships are about, right? In
that
business,
is right.
right?
That is right. Well, let me give you another book then. There's another book. Yeah, because you just spoke up on another book that you could I read. Oh, I read so much. It's just ridiculous how much I read. You want to read a book called Profit First? Now, well, you know what? Let me give you Profit First. Profit First.
Okay.
Profit First. It's not the book I was looking for, but everybody needs Profit First. Profit First by Mike Mikal. I always mess up his name. Michalowicz. It's Michalowicz.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another book going through my head. It teaches you how to set your prices. What's the name of that book? Teaches you how to set your prices. It is Smart Pricing. Yeah, that's the name. The name of that book is Smart Pricing. Yeah, Smart Pricing.
All right.
His name is very hard. Well, it's not hard to pronounce, but it's not a familiar name. Jagmohan. That's Jagmohan.
Mm-hmm.
Raju. Raju. Smart Pricing.
Okay.
It's going to teach you how Google set their prices. Everybody. That's what you're
Oh,
going to do.
really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. You definitely want that. Definitely want that. So this has been the business coaching portion
Mm-hmm.
of your. This was like sitting in a seminar for 3 days, but in those things, not all of them, at least not mine for sure. You get all that rah motivation, but then, you don't get no
And then it
tools.
dies out 3 days later.
Yeah. It dies out. You don't get any tools.
One thing
This,
I have to ask you,
sure.
Antonio, with all of this, so I got the knowledge, I understand, reading, gathering that information, so it makes me an expert at things
Mm-hmm.
for others. But as far as building the right look and feel on a
Mm-hmm.
site, because I had a little website, and I just want to throw it away now. I had it up there one time. It's really old. I never did anything with it after, because I had my own little business going for a bit on coaching.
Yep.
I just put it together for myself. But I need to have a certain look and feel moving forward. And I wanted to
Yep.
talk to you also about some names that I had come up with in doing my meditation. I kind of went into
Yep.
meditation and focused on bringing entities in that I knew from past and whatever. We sat down and had a conversation. And I said,
Yeah.
this is what I'm going to do. And then what I did was I went up on stage and I presented myself as though I was who I'm looking to become. And it was
Yeah.
huge. There was a lot of people out there. And then I asked my audience, I said, you know what? I'm going to get you involved in what I'm doing with my business because I'm looking for some new business names and stuff. And I said, just raise your hand and just call it out. And so I got all of this just doing a meditation. It's probably more creative visualization than anything else. Imagining.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So I had my own little party. I was,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
wrote some things down, and I just wanted to discuss some of those too with you before we get off the phone. Okay, I mean before we get off
Sure. You
the call.
okay? If
Okay.
you want to do them now, you can.
Okay. So let me see what I have over here.
And the first thing you want to do is, I would suggest you have a landing page, not a website for right now. A landing page, and don't worry, I'm going to have Grace send you over. I did a training called 9 Key Elements to a Perfect Landing Page. I'm going to have her send you that over. You'll have it by the end of the day. I'm going to send you a
Perfect. Yeah,
training.
I didn't know what I needed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, do I need that? Do I need this?
Yeah.
I just had
Eventually, you're going to want a landing page and a website, but the landing pages are the new websites. You want someone to go to one page, and you want that one page to have one message, and you want that one message to say, that one page, that one message to sell one thing. And then you can have 3 variations of that thing: business coaching, corporate coaching, and business to business training, right? And that's just 3 different elements of you. You don't want to give people options, because when you give people options, they choose neither.
okay.
When you give people options, they choose neither. because we're inundated with the internet all day long, and everyone's commercials, and we can't even listen to something without a commercial break, and everyone wants to, you can't even watch YouTube without commercials. You can't do anything without commercials. Everyone wants to decide, and basically, especially in the Western world, we're suffering from decision fatigue by 8:53 a.m. in the morning. It's just,
That's a
yeah.
good name for a book.
Yeah, you so right. Suffer from decision fatigue by 8:53 in the morning. Give them one option. Give them you. But I'll break that. Well, actually, I'll have that class break it down. I'll give it to you for free. Don't worry about it. And you'll have that. And then go ahead and ask me your questions, and I'll answer all of them.
So here are some of the titling that came up. It's funny. So it's one of them was Coach U2, and the U is just a U and the number 2. So that's one of them. The other one came up with mobility coaching.
Good.
I used to have a little thing that I put together was Coach Moby, because I thought it was like this cute little thing that kind of clicked to the meaning. So infinity coaching, let's see, tarantula coaching came up. The Path to Greatness came up as a book title. These are just things that were thrown at me when I was just doing that. Just writing. The Dream Team came up, which I thought was like this was only was kind of like Dream Team. Okay. Got It was one of the book titles that came up. Just Got It. Stepping Stone Coaching, Just Breathe Coaching, Prism Coaching, Step Up Coaching, Toggle This Too. Toggle This Too came into play. Extreme Coaching and Conversion Coaching. Those came up. And that was kind of thrown out there. And I was just like, as I read them, the more I read them, I don't like them.
Yeah, that makes sense. That happens. One comforting thing I want to tell you, the name doesn't matter as much as we make a big deal of a name. Think about it. You would have never named your company AT&T. Never.
That's true.
You would have never, you would have never named your company Sprint. You would have never named your company Google. Never. These are crazy names. This don't even make sense. The name becomes what you make it. So that's a comforting thing there that I want to tell you about that. But I can tell you that the business teacher sure fits you well.
Okay.
The business teacher, I'm not telling you that's your name. Right. I'm telling you right now, that pours off of you greatly.
Okay.
It really does. It really does. It pours off you greatly. Carol, the business teacher. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to the stage. Carol, the business teacher. Right? Something like that, right? Just something. Just, go from there, or the abundance teacher, or something. Find a different word for teacher, but you're definitely a teacher.
Okay.
That's just what says.
Okay. This is what
says. Don't worry too much about the name. Once you find one that feels good, once you find one that feels good, you'll know it. My company is called ATSJR. That don't make sense, but that's my name, Antonio Theodore Smith Jr. Right? That's it. I didn't feel like being creative no more. Yeah, just let's just put them initials out there and make it work.
When I first started and I did my little thing that I had up and all that stuff, it was Asaf Associates.
All right, there it is.
That's what it was.
There it is. There it is. Yeah, it sounds like you're not alone. So that's great. That's great. Yeah, that's great. That's great.
I had to make it sound bigger than it was because it was just me, myself, and I. That's 3 of us.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you had some more website questions you want to ask. Did you have some more you want to ask?
The other ones that came up were for that whole food piece of it. Was the food click, salt and pepper was the other one that came up. Fire it up.
Yeah.
And who's cooking now?
Okay. Okay. I like both of those. Okay. So let's move forward then. Let's move forward to your cooking show then, and then we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Now your cooking show again. Right. If you do your cooking show without the element of teaching, you're not gonna like it.
No, it's all about teaching.
I know, right? Because it's who you are.
It's also about having fun while I'm doing that, so that those people that sometimes there's people out there they don't know how to cook, They'd like to learn how to cook.
Yep.
But then they have this little club. So it's not like I'm some chef that's out there. No, that's not what it's all about. It's about sharing recipes. It's
Yep.
actually like building a little club, sharing recipes, watching them being made. You have
Yep.
the interaction that's going on because just like you and I, people can, whoever joined in the club can be actually
Sure.
visually sharing in it, talking about it. And I just thought that it's just a cute idea that came up. And I said, nobody does that. But
No.
it's being
No.
done, you know.
No. And that would be very nice if someone was to do that. That's for sure. That would be very nice. That would be very
Thought
nice.
I didn't know if it was like, well, that's cheesy.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
So my
Definitely.
friends from New York were like, cook the club, what?
Yeah, definitely.
Only
No.
you, Carol, only you.
Yeah, yeah. That makes sense. And you know what? And that's what's gonna make you fun and unique. And then everyone loves that. Everyone loves fun, unique, and things like that. So don't stop being you. Have fun when you do that. I want to tell you before we get to your cooking show, the internet cuts the people out. You don't need a middleman no more. The world you come from, you needed a middleman. You needed a publicist. You
Right.
needed a literary agent. Right? You needed these things. You needed an agent. You don't need that no more. This world, the internet has replaced that.
Mm-hmm.
Take comfort in that. And anything you think you know about how getting it done, throw it out because you only know the world that made you have a middleman. The internet is the single greatest creation of mankind since the written word. And
Yep.
I'm telling you, the internet, throw it out. So here's how you start your show now. You don't need a publicist. You don't need all that. All you need is your cell phone, turn it sideways, go to Walmart, get a tripod, get a mobile adapter.
Right.
That's your camera crew.
Oh,
Your cell phone is your camera crew. You don't need them no more. Your cell phone will take care of it. You're going to go Facebook Live. In fact, write these down. Here's all the ways you can do your show. Facebook Live,
okay.
Instagram Live. You can do an Instagram Live because all these let interactions happen.
Right.
You can do it on Zoom. We're currently on Zoom right now.
How do you find Zoom? You like it?
Yeah, I like Zoom. Zoom is just fine. Yeah, I don't have any problems with it. It doesn't cause me any problems, and everybody pretty much knows how to use it. And I like things that kill the barrier of I don't know how to use it. Because even if you don't know how to use it, it's pretty user friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Simplified.
yeah,
Right.
exactly. And you don't have to have a user account to jump on a Zoom link. And I like that. I do
Right.
like that. Yeah, I do like that. Zoom, when you pay for it, I think I forget I don't know the prices anymore, but you can get up to 1,000 people on a webinar on Zoom.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, 1,000 people. That's incredible. That is, that's a lot for a regular person to have, at their disposal. That is incredible. You can do Zoom. Zoom will let you do video chat and vocal interactions plus textual interactions. You can use Google Hangouts. Google has a video chat type thing. You can do Google Hangouts. What else could you do for your podcast? Podcast. Podcast. You can have people respond to you weekly, and then you can have their weekly responses be the next show. Their feedback will be how you base your next show upon. All these are proper mediums, platforms to do your cooking show. And everything I said thus far is free. If you do Zoom without paying, I think it lets you do 40 minutes before it cuts you off. 40 minutes you can do for free on Zoom. Yeah. But every option I gave you is free. That's how you can get your cooking show off. So remember, I want you to remember the internet made Carol a superstar without any help. Okay? The superstar without any help. Just do your business coaching well, and then that'll help you with your personal brand. And then the bigger your personal brand, the more people will follow you on your show.
Okay.
And don't forget on your cooking show, two things.
Mm-hmm.
Teach because that's what you do. Every time you teach, you light up
I don't know how
like
to not
fire.
do that.
People love. Yeah, exactly.
I'm serious. I
Exactly.
don't
And
know how to not do that.
don't stop because it makes you so pleasant. When
Mhm.
I hear you teaching, when I hear you asking a question on a phone call, you're so pleasant because this is you in your genius element. And people, whether they're conscious of it or not, they want to see other people in their genius element. They just do. They just do. Now, your book will come obviously from your cooking show. And what you're just going to do is you're going to take all the questions and you're going to have is your last name Ashoff? How you say it?
A
Okay.
H A S A.
Okay. Okay. You're going to have the Axe Carol cooking show. Or the
Or you
book
can
is going
put
to
my
be
name
Axe Carol.
backwards, which is my stage name. Okay, it's Lorak Fasha.
Okay. Well, there it is. All right. And you can have just the Axe Carol, something like that, to where people just ask you how to cook recipes and you cook them. You don't have to be creative. You just simply have to give people value. That's it. If people are going to love your show, if you build your show to 1,000 people
Mm-hmm.
watching you monthly, you'll sell 500 books. Yeah.
So the
It is so hard to sell books.
is it really?
It is so hard to sell books. Books, man, we've been printing books for a long time now. You sell 1,000 copies of books, you are a rock star and a bestseller. Believe me. So hard to sell books. Now, with the business systems I'm teaching you and the marketing systems, that makes it easier.
Okay.
For books, you don't need to be the best writer. You need to be the best seller. Yes, you need to sell your books. But remember, with your TV show, with
Mm-hmm.
your coaching, you
Mm-hmm.
will always sell books because you'll always have an audience in front of you.
Okay. So the book that I was talking about that I had from way back when was a book on relationships.
Okay.
So I did a lot of research and going into that and, who said what on it and, having all these professional quotes and all sorts of stuff. And then you said something. And I said, you know what? And I went on with you on your video thing with the publishing piece of it, I published.
Mm-hmm.
And I just took all that information, just got rid of it. And
Wow.
it's like the book, I still want to do this book because I think
Yeah.
it's like really important for people to hear stuff. Because people have so much problem with relationships everywhere you go. Um, whether it's personal relationships, work-wise, relationships with themselves, all of this. And I just want to really get into it and get deep in it and pull out some of the cobwebs that people have. So just showing up as a real
Good.
person and having real stories being told about this. But in the book, I also want to have it where I'm talking to somebody and there's a real story being told and they're writing a letter about it. And it actually
That's
has
good.
a letter in it signed. So they actually open up a little envelope and look in there and see this real person wrote this as part of the book. So that's something I want to do, but I revamped everything. So
Yeah,
that's,
no, sure, yeah, sure. And that's real good. I have no corrections there. The
yeah.
way Here's how you do that. Here's how you do that. Start off now by polling your audience. Ask them questions about relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Ask them what's hurting them in relationships. Ask them what's hurting them in their current relationship. All that stuff. Just ask them 100 questions a month. And then guess what they're going to be doing? They don't even know it. They're going to be giving you content to write about in your
Right.
book.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you. What you're going to do is remember, you don't have to sell your book to the whole world. You have to sell your book to your audience.
Right.
Your audience. And when you poll your audience and find out what is hurting them about their relationships, their job relationships, their parental relationships, all these things, the broken, the good, the bad, the ugly, when you do that, you're going to write about it. They don't know that you're planning your book, but you're going to take their questions and their pain points, and then you're going to solve their problems, and then you're going to sell them their solution. That's how you do that.
So is
That's
it
how,
okay to do that? What I'm saying is like, is it okay to use the Instagram, the
yep.
Facebook audience to just throw out a question?
Yep, absolutely. It's the number one thing that you should be doing. Polling your audience is what I call. Well, that's not what I call it. It's what
Right.
anyone would call it. You want to, because remember, on my page, on my university, I'm only ever talking about what you all want me to talk about.
Okay.
That's why you all say, "Wow, man, that was great." Yeah, it was great because it's what you wanted to hear. Les Brown says it better than anybody I know. Never confuse what you want to say with what your audience wants to hear. That is powerful. Don't ever confuse your book with what you want to say with what your audience wants to hear.
Okay.
Okay. And that
Right.
answers every last one of your questions.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good. I mean,
Yeah. No, if you have any more,
I
I'll
got
let you.
enough to keep me busy for.
Okay. To blowing your mind again.
What I need from you is to get, I know you're helping me with all these things that I'm questioning and talking about, but as you hear all of this and you're going over this and you're giving me, you're feeding me what you feel that I'm needing at this point, I need to get in the background. What's actually going on in your head? Tell me the things that are going through your head right now about this whole situation. Because you're telling me certain things, but then there's other talk that's going on. What is that talk? Share that with me.
Yeah, sure. The only one talk that I have in my head that's going on in my head is I specialize in helping people become millionaires, but I really, really have a passion and specialize in it after 50.
Mm-hmm.
When
Mm-hmm.
you're after 50,
Mm-hmm.
the conversation in the back of my head is you don't really realize how powerful you are after 50 because this world is so unkind once you hit 50. You know, we use you up and spit you out.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a whole, Carol, if I can say nothing else to you, if there's a secret thought in my head, all baby boomers need help right now. You're their solution.
There's a lot of them.
Man, do you know how many people are getting ready to retire in the next 2 to 3 years that just realized just now that $3,000 a month is not going to do them the way they thought
Crazy,
it would?
right? That's crazy. That's
It's
insane.
crazy.
That's
And
insane.
I want you, this is the only thing that I can add, is I want you to focus on them.
Okay.
You
All right.
can be their solution. You could absolutely be their solution. There's Remember, in order to get rich, you need to solve a problem. You know, it's not about money. You don't need to
Mm-hmm.
make money.
Right.
If you solve a problem, they're gonna throw money at you.
Mm-hmm.
Baby boomers have so many problems right now, and almost everything you ask me is a baby boomer problem.
Okay.
Almost everything you ask me is a baby boomer problem. Seriously, baby boomers are trying to get back into business without working for someone. They're trying to get out of their business and work for themselves. They want to travel the world. They don't know how. They want to start that dream of doing that cookbook, and they never had an opportunity to do so because they've been working for someone else. Nearly about 98% of what you ask me is a baby boomer problem.
Okay.
And you're the solution.
All right. Cool.
You really are.
Mm-hmm.
You really are. That's the conversation in the back of my head. You are their solution. And when you do this, because I know you will, because right now my only interactions with you, and we've had quite a few now, you're a doer. I don't know any other Carol but the doer Carol. So
Mm-hmm.
I know you're gonna do every book I put down, you're gonna read. When you do it, you will be solving the baby boomer problem. And there is a ton of money in that.
Perfect.
That's the one thing that I would have told you, that I would have added on this phone call. You are their solution, should you choose to be.
Perfect. All right.
Mhm.
Thank you kindly. All right.
Yes, yeah. Well, sweet. Well, great. Well, I have someone set up another one whenever you're ready.
Okay.
This has been great, and we'll put this out there and help the world as well. You are just such a joy. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
And
So are you.
anything you need, thank you. Anything you need, just ask me. We'll be right back again, and I'll help you as much as I can.
Perfect. Thank you kindly. Much appreciated.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, then. Bye bye.
I'll be